JETL for organizing and facilitating this memorial in honor of my father, Dr. Srinivas Rao. Loss is a very difficult thing to talk about. To say I love my father would be an understatement. And to say I miss him would be an even greater one. But I'm incredibly grateful and proud that I can stand here and talk about the best man I know, my father. My father was a very kind and generous man. Whether it was making time for his patients, his friends, or his family, there's nothing he wouldn't do for them. Being dependent on him for all sorts of advice, I only had to call him once saying, "Nana, busy, huh?" And then without fail, his response was always, "Hey dude, what's up?" No matter how busy he was, that's the kind of man he was. My father was also an unconditionally loving man, but not stereotypically. He expressed his love to us in small gestures and peculiar ways. His love language was somewhat violent, whacking and slapping me on my back to let me know that he's got my back, furiously pulling my sister's cheeks to show that she's precious to him, teasing my mom for hours about the little things to show her she's his best friend. He never made us feel like we were lacking anything, and he stood like a shield to protect us from everything. That's the kind of man he was. Let's not forget his sense of humor. Of course, he was someone to turn to if you wanted to have a deep conversation about one's purpose in life. And if yet you called him with some of your problems sometimes, he would respond in his trademark, dry, sarcastic sense of humor. He would say, "Ain't got it now?" And his endless supply of dad jokes. He would be so proud of them and his face would light up while my sister and I would groan and beg him to stop. "Nana, please." But in all honesty, he always put a smile on our faces. He was a funny man. That's the kind of man he was. He encouraged empathy, taught us how to love and respect everyone, and gave his kids the freedom to pursue their own dreams. A thoughtful and gentle man, he wasn't one for loud opinions, but silent contemplations. Quality he also passed down to his children. All these qualities and so many more made him who he was. And it's all his wonderful qualities that tell me in retrospect that he was always meant to be a doctor. The life of a doctor, as I'm sure a lot of you in presence would agree, is not an easy one. But it's also what you find rewarding about your profession. Striving to do your best, wanting to do more for your field, and working towards helping. And that's exactly what he did. He worked tirelessly towards bettering the situations of everybody he cared about. And it went beyond his clinic. He even implemented changes at the government level.